The desert night hung heavy, stars drowned by storm clouds rolling in from the west. Ethan tightened his grip on his revolver, his eyes darting across the saloon's shadowed street. Beside him, Daniel whispered, "I can hear them. They're close." A gunshot cracked the silence, shattering glass and stillness alike. Horses neighed wildly in the distance, their hooves hammering against wooden posts. Ethan muttered, "This isn't a welcome. It's a warning." Maria stepped onto the balcony above, her red dress rippling in the dry wind, eyes sharp with secrets she wouldn't share. Sheriff Carter emerged from the far corner, his badge glinting like a curse in the lantern light. Ethan's chest ached as memories of old betrayals surged back. Daniel breathed heavily, torn between courage and fear. Lightning split the sky, flashing on faces drawn by fate and violence. And then the storm broke in bullets, each shot an echo of a past that refused to stay buried. Ethan dragged Daniel into cover behind overturned barrels, his coat soaked by sudden rain. Daniel gasped, "They're everywhere." Ethan growled, "Keep your head down, boy, and breathe." Bullets splintered wood, the sound deafening in the storm. Maria clutched the railing, eyes darting between Ethan and Carter, as if deciding which side to choose. Carter called out, "You never should have come back, Ethan." His voice cut through the chaos, sharp as steel. Ethan's jaw clenched, old memories bleeding into present violence. Daniel coughed, fear choking him, yet his eyes stayed fixed on Ethan. Thunder cracked again, masking another shot that whizzed past Ethan's ear. He whispered, "This isn't their fight, it's mine. But now we're all caught in it." The street echoed with gunfire as smoke curled from shattered windows. Daniel shouted over the storm, "Why are they after you?" Ethan's eyes stayed locked on Carter's shadow in the distance. "Because the past never forgets," he muttered. Daniel's chest rose fast with panic, but Ethan steadied him with a hard look. Maria's voice floated from above, softer than the storm yet sharper than the bullets. "Ethan, you can't outrun what you did." Her words pierced him deeper than any lead. Daniel's confusion twisted into doubt as he glanced at Ethan, torn between loyalty and fear. Lightning revealed Carter's men advancing, rifles gleaming wet. Ethan whispered, "Stay low. And when I move, you follow. Don't think, just move." Daniel's heart pounded as Ethan broke cover, firing 2 quick shots that drove Carter's men back into shadows. Daniel stumbled after him, nearly slipping on slick boards. "You'll get us killed," he cried. Ethan's voice cut like thunder, "Better to die standing than hiding." Maria gripped the balcony rail, her knuckles white as she whispered to herself, "Fools chasing ghosts." Carter's voice boomed again, "Your sins brought this on them, Ethan." Ethan reloaded swiftly, rain streaking across his scarred face. He spat, "Then I'll carry it alone." Daniel stared at him, torn between awe and terror. The storm howled like a beast, swallowing their words in its rage. The rain turned to a downpour, drowning lantern flames until only muzzle flashes lit the street. Daniel pressed against Ethan's back, whispering, "I can't do this." Ethan barked, "You already are." Maria vanished from the balcony, leaving a void that tightened Ethan's chest. Carter's men regrouped, boots splashing through puddles as thunder rattled broken glass. Ethan's breath came heavy, his mind tugged between survival and the sins Carter reminded him of. Daniel raised his revolver higher, hands trembling, yet this time he aimed steady. Ethan noticed, nodding slightly. "Good," he said under his breath. "Now don't miss." The storm raged louder, but inside Daniel's eyes, a new fire began to burn. Ethan pushed Daniel into the shadows of a crumbling barn as the gunfire faded into echoes. Daniel gasped, "Why are we running if you said stand tall?" Ethan's voice was sharp but tired, "Because sometimes you stand tall by surviving." Rain dripped through the broken roof, streaking his face like old tears. Maria slipped inside, her wet dress clinging to her form, eyes burning with urgency. She whispered, "Carter won't stop until your blood washes this town." Ethan glared at her, torn between rage and buried affection. Daniel looked between them, confusion swelling into a storm of doubt. "What did you do?" he demanded. Ethan's silence cut deeper than any reply. Outside, Carter's men shouted orders, boots splashing as they closed in. Ethan lifted his revolver and muttered, "This fight isn't just mine anymore. It's all of ours now." The barn rattled with thunder as Maria stepped closer, her voice low but sharp. "He wants you dead because of what you stole." Daniel froze, staring at Ethan. "Stole? From Carter?" Ethan's jaw tightened, his silence louder than confession. Maria's gaze softened, yet danger lingered in her tone. "You took more than gold. You took his pride." Daniel's breathing quickened, betrayal clawing at his loyalty. Ethan finally muttered, "I took what he didn't deserve." Outside, torchlight flickered through the cracks, shadows of Carter's men stretching longer with each step. Daniel's hands trembled, torn between faith and fear. Maria whispered, "Decide now, Daniel, because his past is about to drown you too." Ethan's eyes burned with unspoken guilt as the storm's howl masked the nearing footsteps. Daniel's voice cracked, "You dragged me into this without telling me the truth." Ethan stared at him, rain dripping from his brow, his silence heavier than words. Maria whispered, "He'll never change, Daniel. Men like Ethan carry their sins like a brand." Ethan shot her a glare, revolver raised toward the door as boots pounded closer. Daniel's hands shook, his revolver slipping slightly. "Tell me why they want you dead," he demanded. Ethan growled, "Because once I took everything from him. His men, his gold, his name," Maria added, "and his brother's life." The words shattered the moment, Daniel's eyes widening in horror. Outside, Carter's voice thundered, "Ethan, no hiding left." Ethan's teeth clenched, voice raw. "Then let him come and finish what he started." The barn doors shook as Carter's men slammed against them, wood groaning under force. Daniel pressed back, whispering, "We can't fight them all." Ethan's voice was steady, "Then fight the ones that matter." Maria's eyes flickered with fear, yet she edged closer to Daniel. "He'll throw you away like he did everyone else." Ethan's glare burned through her. "You think I don't carry that already?" Thunder roared as the door cracked open, rain slashing in. Daniel lifted his revolver, jaw set despite trembling hands. "If this is the life I chose, then I'll see it through." Ethan's face softened with fleeting pride. Carter's silhouette filled the doorway, lightning flashing across his badge. His voice cut like a blade, "Step aside, boy. This is between me and him." Carter stepped inside, boots thudding on soaked boards. His men fanned out behind him, rifles gleaming in storm light. "Ethan, you stole my blood, and now I'll take yours." Ethan leveled his revolver, voice low. "Your brother chose his fate, just like you choose this." Daniel's breath came fast, eyes flicking between them. Maria whispered, "This is madness." Carter sneered, "You dragged a boy into your sins." Ethan's chest rose heavy, his words sharp. "He's not my shadow, he makes his own choices." Daniel's grip steadied, fear hardening into resolve. He muttered, "Then I choose to fight." Lightning crashed, the barn erupting in chaos as thunder swallowed their shouts, and the storm inside matched the storm outside. Gunfire cracked as the barn erupted into chaos, wood splintering under the storm of bullets. Ethan shoved Daniel behind a beam, shouting, "Keep low!" Daniel's hands trembled, but his eyes held a new defiance. Carter's voice roared above the thunder, "You'll die like the thief you are." Maria darted for cover, her dress torn by flying debris, her scream swallowed by the storm. Ethan fired back, each shot a reminder of debts unpaid. Daniel raised his revolver, heart pounding, whispering, "Not this time." Carter's men pressed closer, torches flickering as smoke thickened. Lightning lit Ethan's scarred face, his jaw set in grim resolve. He muttered, "We end this here or we don't end at all." Daniel's first shot cracked through the air, grazing a rifleman's arm and sending him reeling. Ethan barked, "Good, now keep steady." Carter's laughter rang hollow. "Teaching a boy to die young, Ethan? That's your legacy." Maria clutched a shattered post, whispering, You'll kill each other before the night is done. Daniel's breath came ragged, but his aim grew firmer. He shouted, I'm not dying here. Thunder slammed overhead, shaking the walls. Ethan fired again, forcing Carter to duck. Splinters rained across Daniel's back, but he held his ground. Ethan's eyes caught Maria's, suspicion burning there. Whose side are you on? She looked away, her silence sharp as betrayal. The clash grew vicious as Carter's men swarmed through broken walls. Ethan slammed one with his revolver's butt, growling, Stay down. Daniel pulled the trigger again, striking a lantern that burst into sparks, setting hay aflame. Firelight battled stormlight, casting wild shadows. Carter advanced through the smoke, his revolver aimed squarely at Ethan. Your sins burn brighter than any fire, he snarled. Maria cried out, Stop this, all of you. Ethan pulled Daniel back from falling beams, his voice sharp. You'll bring this whole place down. Daniel shouted, Better to burn than to bend. The barn groaned under storm and fire, the fight twisting into a furnace of rage. The fire spread, beams cracking as smoke filled the barn. Daniel coughed, eyes burning, but he kept his revolver raised. Ethan grabbed his shoulder. Stay with me, boy. Carter's voice boomed. You'll both choke on the ashes. Maria stumbled toward Ethan, her voice desperate. If you stay, you'll die, all of you. Ethan glared, spitting words like venom. And where would you have us go, Maria? Into your trap. Her face hardened, secrets pressing at her lips. Carter fired, splintering wood, inches from Ethan's head. Daniel raised his revolver in defiance, shouting, I won't let you take him. Ethan's chest swelled with both pride and dread. The roof cracked, crashing embers scattering sparks across the floor. Ethan shoved Daniel clear as fire rained down. Carter advanced, eyes gleaming in firelight. End it, Ethan, or the boy burns with you. Daniel crawled back, revolver steady, voice fierce. You'll have to kill us both. Ethan stepped forward, revolver aimed, storm in his eyes. Maria pressed against the wall, her voice trembling. You don't see it. Carter owns this town, you can't win. Ethan growled. Then I'll burn with it. Lightning split the roof wide, thunder shaking the barn to its foundation. The fight reached its fever pitch, every soul inside standing on the edge of ruin. The barn's collapse forced them into the storm, firelight mixing with lightning as they staggered into the muddy street. Daniel coughed, his voice ragged. We can't keep running forever. Ethan wiped rain from his eyes, his revolver still smoking. Carter emerged from the flames behind them, his men dragging wounded bodies, his face carved from fury. Maria clutched Ethan's arm, whispering, Tell him the truth before it kills us all. Ethan's jaw locked as memories bled through. Gold stolen, brothers lost, vengeance born. Daniel's gaze hardened. You said this fight was yours, but it was theirs first. Ethan muttered, Some truths don't set you free. They bury you deeper. Thunder rolled like drums of war, and Carter shouted across the storm, the graves waiting, Ethan. Let the boy watch you fall. Rain hammered the street as Maria stepped between Ethan and Carter, her voice trembling yet sharp. This doesn't end in blood unless you want it to. Carter sneered. He already chose blood long ago. Daniel's hand shook, his revolver heavy in his grip. What did you do to his brother? Ethan's silence screamed louder than thunder. Maria's eyes burned into him. Tell him before Carter does. Ethan's shoulders sagged under invisible weight. His brother died by my hand, but not by choice. Carter's voice cracked like a whip. Lies. You hunted him like an animal. Daniel stumbled back, eyes wide. You killed his brother? And you never told me? Ethan's voice rasped. If I had, would you have followed me? Daniel's voice broke as he shouted. You made me believe in you. Ethan stepped forward, rain pouring down his scarred face. I never asked you to follow, Daniel. You chose this path. Maria's gaze darted between them, her lips trembling with words unsaid. Carter growled, The boy deserves the truth. You killed for greed, not justice. Ethan snapped, I killed to survive, and survival is never clean. Daniel's chest heaved, his revolver trembling. You're no better than him, he muttered. Carter smirked, stepping closer. Finally, the boy sees. Ethan's voice thundered back, don't you dare turn him against me, Carter. The storm swallowed them, each man locked in a struggle deeper than bullets. The storm howled as Maria cried out, enough. This town bleeds while you tear each other apart. Ethan's eyes softened for a breath, seeing truth in her desperation. Carter sneered, spare us her pity. She's played both sides since the start. Maria's face paled, her silence betraying hidden chains. Daniel's eyes narrowed. You knew? Her lips trembled. I thought I could save you both. Ethan's voice turned bitter. Or damn us both. Carter's men circled wider, rifles raised under the rain. Carter's voice cut through. One more lie, and she'll be the first to fall. Ethan's revolver lifted once more, fire in his eyes. Then let the truth burn with us. Lightning ripped the sky as the moment broke. Daniel stepped forward, revolver raised at Carter. If anyone falls, it won't be her. Ethan's chest swelled with pride and dread, his voice raw. Don't do this, Daniel. He'll use you. Carter laughed, the boy's braver than his master. Maria whispered, don't let him twist you. Daniel's eyes blazed, torn between loyalty and rage. You kept the truth from me, Ethan. Why should I trust you now? Ethan's heart pounded, voice shaking. Because I'd rather take a bullet than see you become me. The storm swallowed his words, but the weight of them carved through the night. Carter smirked, aiming steady, ready to shatter all bonds in one shot. Rain hissed on burning wood as the standoff stretched thin. Daniel's revolver wavered between Ethan and Carter, his voice raw. You lied to me, both of you. Maria's face twisted with grief. You think Ethan's the only one who betrayed you? Carter sneered, tell him, Maria, or I will. Ethan's eyes narrowed, sensing a dagger in her silence. Daniel's chest heaved, fear and anger colliding. Maria's lips trembled before she confessed. I was Carter's once. He owns me still. Ethan's fury blazed. You led us here, Maria cried. I tried to save you. Carter's voice thundered. She never chose you, Ethan. She chose survival. Lightning cracked overhead as Daniel's world shattered in an instant. Daniel staggered, words breaking. You used me, all of you. Ethan's voice thundered. I never used you, I protected you. Maria's tears mixed with rain. I never meant for you to get caught in this. Carter advanced his revolver steady. She meant every step, boy. She drew you in so I could finish Ethan. Ethan roared, you twist every truth. Maria stepped forward, voice cracking. I loved him once, but Carter kept my life in chains. Daniel's aim faltered, confusion choking him. So, I was nothing but a pawn. Ethan's voice softened. You were the only thing I didn't plan, Daniel. You were my chance to do one thing right. Thunder shook the night, as trust lay in ruins. Carter's laughter rose above the storm. He killed my brother, and she betrayed you. The boy deserves better than lies. Daniel's hands shook, his revolver swinging between them. Ethan's voice cut low. Carter's brother was no innocent. He killed to feed greed, and I stopped him. Maria's face paled. The truth is darker, Daniel. Carter's brother was mine to protect, but Ethan killed him anyway. Daniel's breath broke as his world collapsed. So whose truth do I believe? Carter's sneer was venom. Believe the one who never lied about killing. Ethan's chest heaved, his voice a growl. I'll carry that death, but I'll never carry his chains. Lightning split the sky, exposing every wound and lie. Daniel screamed into the storm, stop feeding me lies. His revolver fired blindly, striking mud inches from Carter's boots. Carter sneered, the boys lost Ethan. Ethan seized Daniel's arm, steadying him. Look at me, you're stronger than this. Maria cried, don't listen to him, hell drag you into his darkness. Ethan's voice broke. I already live in darkness. I'm trying to pull him out. Carter's men closed in, rifles raised. "End this, Ethan," Carter commanded. Daniel's face hardened through tears. "I'll choose my own side." Ethan's eyes widened, pride and fear colliding. Carter grinned. "And that choice will damn you both." The storm thundered, drowning hope in its fury. Lightning split the sky as Daniel stepped forward, revolver raised steady for the first time. "I'm not your pawn, and I'm not your shadow." Ethan's heart clenched, his voice low. "Then who are you?" Daniel's eyes burned. "I'm my own man, and I'll write my story with lead if I must." Carter laughed. "The boy speaks like a killer already." Maria whispered, "He's no killer. Don't let them make you one." Daniel's aim shifted between them, resolve forged in fire. Ethan whispered, "Whatever choice you make, live with it, don't die with it." The storm raged as Daniel's finger tightened on the trigger, the world holding its breath for the shot that would decide everything. The storm raged as silence fell between them, broken only by thunder. Ethan's revolver was steady, his voice raw. "Carter, this ends tonight." Carter sneered. "It ends when you're in the dirt." Daniel's revolver stayed aimed, torn between both men. Maria cried, "Stop before none of you leave this street alive." Carter's men raised rifles, shadows looming in the rain. Ethan's gaze cut through Daniel. "You're not my shadow. Whatever you choose, choose it now." Daniel's chest heaved, lightning flashing across his face, torn between blood and bond. Carter's laughter rolled like thunder. "The boy will learn what loyalty costs." The storm held its breath as all eyes locked on the trigger. Gunfire erupted like lightning striking the earth. Ethan's revolver barked first, dropping one rifleman dot. Carter fired back, his bullet tearing into Ethan's shoulder, blood mixing with rain. Daniel cried, "No!" Maria screamed, running for cover as bullets shredded the street. Ethan gritted his teeth, staggering but standing. "I'll finish this." Carter laughed, advancing step by step, his revolver smoking. Daniel fired, hitting another of Carter's men, his voice fierce. "Stay away from him." Carter snarled, "The boy's becoming you already." Ethan's vision blurred, but his voice was steady. "He'll be better than me." Thunder roared, shaking the ground as steel and wool clashed in the storm's fury. The ground churned to mud under boot and blood. Daniel crouched, reloading with trembling hands. "Don't fall, Ethan." Ethan fired again, forcing Carter back, his wounded arm trembling. Maria shouted from cover, "Both of you will die for nothing." Carter's men flanked, rifles blazing, but Daniel's fire kept them at bay. Carter sneered, "He's learning quick, but not quick enough." Ethan's breath came ragged, his eyes locked on Carter. "You took everything from me, but you won't take him." Daniel's heart pounded, fury hardening his aim. "We're not done yet." Lightning flashed, illuminating faces carved with rage, fear, and desperate resolve. The storm seemed to rage in rhythm with every shot fired. Carter's bullet tore into Daniel's leg, sending him crashing to the mud with a cry. Ethan roared, charging forward despite his wound, revolver blazing. Carter's men scattered under the fury. Maria ran to Daniel, pulling him close. "Stay with me." Ethan's final bullet clicked empty as Carter raised his gun. "This is your end." Ethan spat blood, voice a growl. "Maybe, but I'll drag you with me." Carter smirked, pulling the trigger. But Daniel fired first from the ground, his shot ripping Carter's hat from his head. Carter's eyes blazed with fury as lightning struck, illuminating his twisted grin. The street trembled as death loomed in the storm. The storm's peak mirrored the fury in their hearts. Ethan and Carter stood face to face, both bloodied, revolvers raised. Daniel crawled between them, shouting, "Enough!" Maria's tears streamed with rain. "One more bullet, and you all die for nothing." Carter's sneer cut deep. "The boy's too weak to stop us." Ethan's eyes burned, voice sharp. "He's stronger than either of us." Daniel lifted his revolver with both hands, aiming steady despite pain. "This ends tonight. Not with you, Not with him. With me. Carter's laugh echoed. Then pull the trigger, boy. The storm hushed, as if the heavens waited for Daniel's choice to seal their fates forever. Rain slowed as Daniel stood shakily, revolver still steady between Ethan and Carter. His voice trembled but rang true. No more blood. Not for me, not for this town. Carter spat mud, snarling. You don't have the will to stop me. Ethan's hand lowered, his eyes softening. Daniel, this choice is yours. Make it mean something. Maria sobbed, clutching her chest as if to hold her heart together. Lightning flashed as Carter raised his revolver, sneering, then you'll die in the mud with him. Daniel fired, the shot cracking louder than thunder. Carter staggered, shock freezing his cruel grin, blood blooming as he collapsed into the storm-soaked earth. Carter's body lay still, his badge glinting one last time under the fading storm. Daniel's hand shook, revolver slipping into the mud. I killed him, he whispered, horrified. Ethan steadied him, gripping his arm. You ended him before he ended us. Maria knelt by Carter, tears mixing with rain. He made me his prisoner, but I still remember who he was before. Ethan's gaze darkened. He was always this man. Daniel's breath broke as guilt weighed heavy. Does this make me like you? Ethan's eyes softened, voice raw. No, I killed for vengeance. You killed to survive. The storm passed into silence, leaving only the echo of loss. The townsfolk emerged from shuttered doors, faces pale under lantern light. Their eyes fell on Ethan, Daniel, and Maria, then on Carter's corpse. Whispers spread like fire. Carter's dead, the outlaws still standing. Ethan felt their judgment heavy on his chest. Daniel stumbled forward, voice carrying. Carter's reign is over. He won't haunt you anymore. Murmurs turned to silence, fear and hope mingling. Maria rose, wiping rain from her face. He ruled you with fear. It ends tonight. Ethan's jaw clenched, his eyes sweeping over faces filled with doubt. If they see me, they'll only see another outlaw. Daniel's voice steadied. Then let them see me. Daniel limped to the center of the street, raising his voice above the storm's dying winds. Carter's gone because he chose power over people. Ethan taught me there's another way. Ethan's brow furrowed, eyes glistening with unspoken pain. Maria's gaze softened, her voice low. The boy carries hope you lost long ago. Daniel turned, facing Ethan. You don't have to keep carrying this burden alone. Ethan's silence was heavy, broken by the sigh of rain. I've buried too many hopes, Daniel. The crowd shifted, uncertainty loosening in their eyes. Daniel raised his head high. Then let me carry what you can. A fragile spark lit in the storm's ashes. The rain ceased, dawn's first light piercing storm clouds. Ethan turned away from the town, his silhouette heavy against the horizon. Daniel called after him. Where will you go? Ethan's voice was steady, yet carried sorrow. Anywhere they don't know my name. Maria's hand brushed Daniel's shoulder. He walks his path alone because he believes yours can still shine. Daniel watched Ethan fade into the rising sun, pain and pride mingling in his chest. Then I'll make sure it does. Ethan's shadow stretched long over the mud, his past carried with each step. The town exhaled as the outlaw disappeared, leaving behind a boy who had become more than his shadow.